Assertiveness of self. People think that by reading, like reading is good, and that's a part of things, but reading is not the only thing. You can't learn from just purely reading. You got to actually get out there in the streets and see for yourself.
Oh yeah, man, trial and error is the best teacher, man. I tell people all the time, man, you could go and you can get that degree, but they're not going to tell you how to do a company merge. They're not going to tell you that hedge fundsmen can invest in your company and they can come and they can take over your company because they bought controlling interest. You know, if you do an IPO, initial public offering, and you put your company out there, you offer a substantial amount of your stock out, and say, for instance, a group of investors buy it, they could push you out of the board. They could take you off the board, and they could buy your stock from you because they have a controlling interest. Universities don't teach that. Harvard, Yale don't teach that. They teach you how to be mechanical. They teach you how to be disciplined. They teach you how to jump through the hoop. And the more you jump through the hoop, the more you can define your jumping. They teach you how to jump and then define how you jump. I mean, I ain't never seen no professor or no teacher, pulling up to the school in no Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't make a lot of money because that's not really where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
The people, that make most money probably have a third grade education, but they probably have the experience of being in that field of endeavor. Henry Ford only had a third grade education, and they asked Henry Ford, they said, Mr. Ford, they took him to court. They said, you are illiterate. You shouldn't be running this Fortune 500 company. They said, and the judge would say, what do you have to say about that, Mr. Ford? And Henry Ford said, well, you honor, I have a device on my desk, and it has several buttons on it. He said, I push one button, the accountant come in. He said, I push another button, the lawyer come in. He said, I push another button, and this person come in. He said, why should I bog my mind and struggle with all this memory about who was the first president and who did what and what did who, when all I got to do is push one button, and then I have a person come in that's more than qualified to tell me everything I need to know about who's the first president, about anything I know about what Abraham Lincoln did and what is the Emancipation Proclamation. He said, I don't have to bog my mind with that stuff. He said, I'm just trying to run a Fortune 500 company. And he said, I got competent people around me that are qualified that can handle what I need handled.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, that's the difference between education versus trial and error and common sense. You got to have common sense. Common sense is everything.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example on common sense. It was a lady. She was an African. She was walking through the jungle. It was 3 white men. They were scholars and scientists, and they were on a research mission. And they came across a lion, and the lion was laying on the ground. The lion was dead. The lion couldn't breathe. The lion, they took what they call a defibrillator or whatever you call it, the oxygen mask. They put it on the lion.
Yeah.
So the lion came back to life. The lion devoured all 3 of them. He ate all of them. As soon as he got well, he took them out. And the rescue people came, they seen her in the tree. They said, why are you in the tree? She said, because those 3 doctors, they decided to revive the lion. I told them, don't do that. If you revive the lion is a mean animal. And so they said, well, what makes you smarter than the doctors? Why did you know to go in the tree, and why did they take cover? She said, because they don't have common sense. Common sense told me if you take the lion and you bring the lion back to life, then the lion would devour us. I didn't want to get devoured, so I went in the tree. And that's how life is. Some people don't have common sense. Some people have all the sense, but they don't have common sense. They have all the degrees. They went to Harvard, they went to Yale, they went to Princeton, they went to Oxford, but they don't have common sense. So, yes, it's good to go and get a good education, but once you leave off that campus, or once you leave that university, the real life go slap you in the face.
Yep.
You're going to have some basic common sense and some basic instincts to make it in the game. You're going to have some trial and error, some experience in that area. You got to see some things. The reason why people say, well, can you talk about a lot of things? Because I've seen a lot of things. I've been through a lot of things. So a lot of the things that I say are based on my experience, not so much necessarily based on my education.
Too cool to come 24/7.